today I have a list of 7 inventions that Iron Man or Tony Stark either worked on or developed, whatever. Tony Stark has to be one of the most coolest fictional characters of all times, okay? He's made things that are virtually impossible by today's standards. This guy is brilliant. He is a genius. He is a beautiful human being that does messed up stuff every once in a while. What I'm gonna be doing today is telling you whether or not I think that it's possible for us to actually make these, or whether or not we need more time to develop technology. I'm somewhat of an engineering enthusiast myself. Ooh. Obviously, I can't do every single Tony and Stark invention. That would be insane. We don't have time for that. But we're gonna go over the cool ones. I'm gonna toss in a bonus one. It's not made by Tony Stark, but it's like, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna toss it in there. And it's related. Starting us off, we're gonna go with the Mark I Iron Man suit that he made in the cave.
In a cave!
Here's my question though. In that cave, how could he see? Like in his other Iron Man suits, you know, it's like lights up the inside. Like how does he see? Do I think it's possible to make? Yes. Here's the thing, not in the exact form that he made it in. For instance, in order to fly, you're gonna have to build like an actual jetpack on the back of that thing. It wouldn't be as small and concise as that original suit. I'm sure you could figure out some source of like power that you could hide throughout the suit, maybe in different spots. So I think it's possible, at least a very primitive one. The next one is my personal favorite, and it is the Edith glasses. This thing has access not only to the AI that is being used in it, but also to those drone fleets out in space. That's insane. And these bad boys, yeah, they're possible. Except for the fact that there's nowhere to put a computer inside of these things. Where do you put that computer? You'd have to have another source that this connects to with a computer. I have seen people who've done this, and they'll build out like this whole thing really big, right? And they'll fit a computer inside of that, but that's pretty thin to me. This technology is out there. These are just blue light glasses. I might keep these on for the rest of the video, so beware. The next one up is very similar to Edith. It's Jarvis. This is an AI that he's developed and built. It's his personal butler, but it's like always with him on every computer that he has, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of sick. And it's way better than the Chat GPT that we have today. I think we could get really, really close to it. Siri that we have today, that's a virtual assistant. Chat GPT, I think there are ways that you could develop this. It would take so much time to actually build this and for it to learn how to become as good as Jarvis was. But I definitely think that we have the technology to do that today, which also means Ultron might be a possibility. The invisible plane. Okay, so this one was from Spider-Man, and it doesn't directly say that Tony Stark built it, but I was looking online and I think he did come up with the technology. I've seen this technology in real life. I've seen lots of other like YouTube creators and stuff make this stuff. We will see though. We will see. So basically all you need is live footage from one side of the plane and then those lights, right, to then project what is being seen on the other side. Now it would still show up on radars and stuff like that, but to the human eye, you wouldn't see it. I think that's crazy because I think we can do that. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about Iron Man's newer suit. Basically the Iron Man suits from Mark III to Mark like 42. It's kind of the range we're hitting. Those suits are possible, but not really. Not as possible as the first one. With the Mark I, you could slap a jetpack on the back and call it good. It's hard to fit the exoskeleton of the strength Iron Man has, right? With all of those servos and sensors and stuff. Mix that with a jetpack. That's just not possible today. I think it would look maybe a little bit more like the Hulkbuster, unless we come up with another way to fly. The arc reactor. Okay, now this thing is super sick. It basically just creates energy. We can't do that. I don't think that, I could be wrong. I think that Newton wrote some laws about this. There's no way it's possible to make energy from nothing. My guy Nikola Tesla was talking about how we could convert frequencies into electricity, right? And so technically it is possible that if you were harnessing some sort of frequency from the atmosphere and called it an arc reactor, maybe, but not just a whole bunch of electrons flying around in a circle giving you power. But that would be so sick. And now we're on to number 7, the final, but we do have another one. It's the bonus. It's gonna be way cool. The number 7 is gonna be nanotechnology. We see this in Iron Man suits, but we also see this in a Spider-Man suit, which is super sick that he actually built this into someone else's and not just his. Where does it all go? Okay, I can't just disappear, gone. You can't do that. I could see the whole like suit unfolding on itself, but it has to go somewhere, right? You'd have to have a big old backpack that it just sits in and just kind of crawls out. Maybe that's possible, but I don't think we can just. Bonus for today. So this is actually going to be the flying car from Captain America. And this was made by Tony Stark's dad. So not technically Tony Stark, but in the Stark family, right? There's ways we could do this. You have to have some pretty powerful jet engines, I think, in order to make it fly. It's possible, but it would not be that quiet. So instead of wheels, it has these electronic type motor thingies that make it hover. We were able to turn those into electric magnets that were the same as an electromagnet field below it. Theoretically, it could float on that track that we would put underneath it. The bullet train is actually based off of this concept. It floats above the track, which makes it a lot faster because there's no friction. Now, granted, there's a lot of technology that keeps coming out, and so some of this stuff could be possible fairly quickly. But with what we have today and the kind of the public knowledge, if you think I'm wrong, just tell me, okay? And I'll do some research and I'll figure it out. That's it.